Clearly, we get into the single digits Fahrenheit. We get into the single digits Fahrenheit every year. So it'd be so cold, like people don't have to go to work. It's that cold outside. So like it's crazy. I'm gonna get off of work because it's just cold outside. Because I work in news, so all the people are at home. Well, you need some TV to watch, don't you? So I got to go to the TV station and work. Like we don't get a day off.
That sounds terrible. I go outside and I work in let's see, what would that be that I just fucking okay, so 12 Fahrenheit is minus 11 Celsius.
Okay.
So last winter I was going to work in let me see what I can do here on that beautiful spectrum. Minus 45. Yeah. So I think I broke Google.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Because minus 45 here is apparently minus 49 there, which doesn't. Yeah, I think I broke Google. But basically, like, it's bad.
So all the people watching us right now, we're just engaging in some idle small talk while I share the show out, and we build up the viewership, the live viewership of today's show. So if you're tuning in on Facebook, please share the show, share it to some groups, share it on your page, help us get a healthy audience in here today. And I've been busy. I've been busy. So as some of you might know, I have a girlfriend, and we had quite an extended birthday trip for her. So when I'm doing stuff with my girlfriend, whatever else, like I'm not doing an episode. Most of the time when I'm visiting her or we're traveling or doing whatever, I'm just not going to do a show. So it's usually when I'm at home in Houston, I'll get one out, get a show popped out here. But just to explain my absence. I know it's been a few weeks, but we look at it. We're going to be talking about a story that maybe I should have talked about sooner, but better late than never. And this topic of celebrities and men in entertainment and famous people who date women in the trans community or just have sex with them, whatever. That kind of stuff is always relevant. So we're gonna definitely dig into it. So just give me a little bit longer here to share the show out and kind of get some more people in on the stream. So just give me a little bit and be patient with me and gracious. Thank you for welcoming me back here. I'm glad that there are people that are missing it a little bit. So let's see here. All right. I'm sorry, we got comments and I'm not even on the right page yet. Appreciate you. So yeah, just funnel on in, everybody. People on the on the podcast side of things, the audio only. I apologize for my low audio quality today. I'm just using the computer speaker instead of using my podcaster mic today. So welcome to the Men Like Us podcast. It's a podcast for men, made for men by men. On the show you will get the male perspective, unfiltered. We give it to you raw. We give it to you in a way that's we tell it. We speak how we feel, but we lay it out in a way that's that men can understand where we're coming from, and hopefully they receive some of our messages in our conversation, and hopefully they think a little bit. So I got some newcomers to the show today. What's up, Tyra? It's a homie from Atlanta, ATL. Happy belated birthday. I know it was a little bit ago, but still, get it on air. Happy birthday. So coming back this week, we have Colin, who, he's been on one show before, but Colin, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
So again, for everybody who hasn't seen me before, I'm Canadian, first and foremost. I was on one show with Chris before. I'm part of the community. I'm engaged to a trans woman. And I'm happy to be back and looking forward to being on many shows in the future. And I enjoy long walks on the beach.
There you go. And we got the homie Al on the show. So
Hey,
Al,
what's up,
tell me about
guys?
yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm a Californian. Um, I live in Long Beach, Southern California, and I've been in the group for about 9 months, or maybe a year, come close to a year. And I've been, talking to trans women. I'm single, but I've been talking since about like, say the '90s. Since I guess my first experience, I was in the Navy. So I'll get in more to that like later on, but that's a little bit about myself.
All right, all right. Uh-oh, hey, you got North California in the house. Oakland showing up. What up, Oakland? Oaktown. Okay. Yeah, so look, uh, the story came out, the story broke about Lamar Odom, and my Facebook went nuts. It was a couple weeks ago. It was a thing. Um, I don't know why anybody wouldn't know who Lamar Odom is, but if you don't, Lamar Odom is a former Laker. He won a championship with Kobe Bryant. Great basketball player. Kind of got a bad. He had bad luck in the beginning of his career because I think he used to play for the Clippers early on, and nobody's going to win with that franchise. But yeah, but he proved himself, with the Lakers. Since basketball, he married a Kardashian. He was married to Khloe Kardashian. I think they was married. They was together for a minute, and yeah, I guess the story broke that him and this young woman, what's her name, Danielle Alexis. I guess I don't know. There was speculation around them dating or being a couple, being in a relationship. So news of this kind of just sent my Facebook wall into a tizzy. This is a picture of them together. Later found out that they are not a couple. They are not an item. But when these stories come out, when these celebrity stories happen, I'm always fascinated at how people react to them. And it was really kind of crazy because at least on my Facebook timeline, I was seeing a lot of different women in the community, women of trans experience, talking about like, oh yeah, like I like it was legit. Like one girl was like, yes, we got one. That's right, girls, we got one. And I'm like, who is we? Like this girl might be dating her, but you still living the life that you're living. Like ain't nothing changed in your life. And it's this isn't the first time these kinds of stories have come out. The last time this happened, it was with Darius McCrary. You will know him as Eddie Winslow, Family Matters. But it's just interesting. Man and a woman taking a picture on social. The picture is posted on social media, the two of them, and the internet explodes. These celebrity men, celebrity black men. It's kind of a mess. So I really wanted to start out with this just by talking about like how sensationalized this gets by just by just a picture being posted on social media. Like I just feel it's a little crazy, but fellas, what do y'all think about how reactive the internet is to this stuff, like how speculative, all that kind of junk. So I'm gonna toss it over to the new player first and drop it over to the homie Al, and what you think, bro?
Well, when I saw it, I was just like, cool, man, that's cool. I was just like, I was just like, and it didn't really shock me. I didn't really look on social media. I didn't really, I checked Men Like Us. I read about it. I was like, okay, that's cool, but I didn't really go on to any sites or anything like that and check it out. I was just like, okay, that's cool. I left it at that. I know if I wanted to, I could have found negativity, right? But I was just like, okay, that's cool. You know what I mean? If I wanted to look for negative comments, whatever, I would have found them. But
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just like, it was cool, man. I just moved on.
Now I'm not gonna lie, I love being the the turd in the punch bowl.
Mhm.
So I like going on TMZ page or another page
Oh, okay, okay,
like
okay.
thousands of comments, and I'll be like, I don't know what y'all talking about. She bad as hell to me. What's
Yeah,
the,
you know.
what's the problem there? And I mean, I
Yeah.
still get notifications off of just this one story. People laughing, oh man, well you gonna find out this, and I'm like, you know, I hate people aren't honest with themselves, bro.
But
Men,
it gets old to where you're like you already know what they're gonna say, to where it's starting to get to where it's like fuck it then. You know what I mean? You
yeah.
know what I mean? You know what they're gonna say, you know how they're gonna
Mhm.
react. So you just start to just let it go, like, okay, fuck it, you know?
Well, I mean, what
And
they're gonna be fake, bro. They're gonna be disingenuous
uh-huh.
because if this story, let's say this story never came out, this
Uh-huh.
story never came out, and these dudes saw this girl walking down the street. You know,
Mm-hmm.
bad, I don't know if they got other pictures of her on here or not. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like she's a pretty girl. Pretty
Mm-hmm.
girl. You know, she come walking down the street. They
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like, oh damn, look at her. You know, like they're gonna be all about it.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
but the thing is they can't be honest enough to just admit like, oh yeah, well I mean I guess if I didn't know, yeah, well, she is a bad bitch. She is pretty. She is this. She is that. And
Yeah.
it's like the fact that people just can't be honest with themselves or honest in public, like they can't admit it
Yeah,
because
I
they
know, man. I know.
make something up. And I'm like, bro, just tell the fucking truth. You would think
Because
people,
they'll be staring at her, but if there's a buddy with her, they'll joke. You know what I mean? You
yeah.
know, I hear what you're saying. It's like, you know.
See, Al. See, okay, so the issue with this show that we're doing right now, Al, is you know we have commenters that like to make jokes and they like to be funny.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll take the shot publicly for the people who are just listening. You can't see this. Tracy Rashad says, "Turd in a punch bowl. I've been trying to find the perfect description for your complexion. Like this is how my viewers treat me. I'm just saying. It's how they do me. This is how they do me. So." You know, we have fun on here. It is what it is.
All left.
I just wish people could just be honest, bro. I just wish men could be honest and just stop playing these games, trying to like
Mm-hmm.
be fake in a way where it's like, no, I'm gonna retain my identity and
Mm-hmm.
I have to lie about this just to keep straightness. And it's like, what? Just why are you lying? There's some bad chicks in this community. There's some pretty faces. There's some fat asses. There's some big titties. There's some shit that dudes salivate over regularly. Regularly. It's there. It's real. Oh man, that's a dude. I ain't fucking with that. Yeah, but before you knew, you was like, damn, that's a bad shit right there. Damn, look at her. Oh my god. Look at this badass. Yo, whoa. Just be
So
lying.
here's the thing about that.
Okay.
If I can interject for a
Yeah,
little.
go ahead.
All right. So when we talk about cis male celebrities
Mm-hmm.
dating trans women or like
Mhm.
being seen with trans women, and then all of a sudden we have this thing in our mind of, oh my god, they must be together, even though they're not. So I can even pull it back further to an example of so Keanu Reeves at one point was dating an actress, a trans actress named Jamie Clayton, who was in the series called Sense8 on Netflix. Which again got like sensationalized, but at the same time, like, why is that such a big thing when there are so many of us out there that just do it on a day-to-day basis? Like wherein lies the difference?
Mm.
Why is it a big thing when a celebrity does it, but there are guys like us who just do it and it's part of our lives, right? Again, like what's the difference in that? Is it because they're celebrities, so all of a sudden it becomes part of like this Hollywood culture, as opposed to just your day-to-day individual who just finds somebody that they're happy with. So like to me as an individual, I find it absurd that it becomes sensationalized when a big name does this thing that we just all naturally do, and to us is like fuck, like this is what, like there's nothing to sensationalize here. The only reason that it becomes big is because it's a big name, but like it doesn't make a difference at all. Like, yeah, so this big name, again, like, and I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but like this big name dates outside of the gender norm, but like, holy fuck, there are so many of us. Would it not be better to I guess, like, if you're going to sensationalize a big name, why would you not sensationalize everybody who does it? Because we're all still people,
right?
Doing the exact same thing. The only difference is the fact that these people make millions of dollars and you see them everywhere versus what we do.
Well, I think it's some people. I think there are people in this world who validate, who are looking to celebrities to validate them, celebrities to do it. And, you know, that's why, you know, I made the caption of the show, like, you know, the title of the show is Celebrities When I Save You. Or the big question is really, are celebrities the key to normalizing dating transgender women? Some people believe, yes. There are some individuals who are looking for the chosen one. They're looking for that one celebrity to step up and make it normal, and everybody's going to fall in line, and it's going to be great. It's going to be magical. And, you know, so when there are individuals looking for the chosen one, they kind of latch on to stories like this. And I think there are people that are really looking for, you know, somebody to kind of change it in that way. I guess we lost Al, but we'll get him back, I'm sure.
Yep.
But it's just one of those things where it's just like you living your life through like validation, celebrity validation. It's like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't know, because I mean, really, at the end of the day, there's no such thing as a perfect person. You know, there's no such thing as a perfect chosen one. And frankly, you know, when these men step up, if a celebrity man were to step up, yo, he's probably got some stuff. She's probably got some stuff in his closet that may not make him the perfect spokesperson. Or somebody, you know, I'm gonna have to bring up Malik Yoba. Because Malik Yoba really, I mean, he really tried it. He gave it the old honest college try. He went on the number one radio show, morning radio show in America. The number one morning radio show in America, and had this whole conversation, stepped up, was very open, very transparent, and, you know, he wasn't good enough. He wasn't good enough to be fully embraced by the community. You know, he took all these hits from people on the outside, and he had no safety, no safe space inside the community. Because, you know, somebody came up, a woman, I guess from New York. I don't know where she lives at. I guess she's in New York. Yeah. A woman who's frankly mentally ill, you know, came out with some outlandish allegations. And, you know, you guys know how it is with allegations of men. You're guilty until proven innocent. And all the cover that he could have used, all the support he could have used, just disappeared. Yeah. Not like you had this celebrity who's been in these, you know, I mean, what? New York Undercover was real. Why Did I Get Married? 1 and 2. Like, I mean, I loved him in Alphas. I mean, he's been in other stuff too, but he's just like, oh yeah, I forgot he was in Cool Runnings. But it's like he was in all this other junk.
Oh, yeah. Cool Runnings.
Yeah, like he was in that, but it's just like, about that. Why Did I Get Married wasn't even that long ago. Why Did I Get Married came out in what, like 2006? So I guess it was that long ago. I'm just old.
That would have been not long ago.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, look, you got an accomplished actor, a person that people have seen. He's visible. He has connections. He can help institute culture change, and it just wasn't good enough. And it was just kind of trash. I'm just like, okay, well, now you got Lamar Odom. I don't know why anybody be looking at Lamar Odom like.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
If there's going to
Lamar.
be a celebrity you look to, why him? Like, dude burned out, damn near killed himself. Like cheated on Chloe, fucked up a marriage very publicly. It was all these things, man. It's just a mess. So I just don't get it. But I'm like, but if we celebrate, or people celebrate, but why him? And let me
Well, I took it as like people were like saying C is no big deal,
Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Want to make sure the commenters are being heard up in here. All right, let me go back to Michaela. So I'm not trying to make it a race thing, but black men get treated like shit for dating trans women. White people tend not to care. It's been my experience that they care less. I know that there are some guys that have had some struggles because, let's be real, there are religious people in all races, but or at least Christianity has kind of dominated the world in that way. Not that I'm an atheist or agnostic, I'm not anti-religion. I'm just saying, stating a simple fact. But what Robert Eskridge says, it's a big deal because the way the industry is set up, even if they date trans, their publicists will direct another narrative. Gambit. Exactly, it's about validation and credibility with some celebrities. Royal Smokes, what up, Roy? Yeah, he said. I said this before, Chris. They want that chosen one, and Michaela says, but in my opinion, I'm sorry, but the key is, in my opinion, not a chosen one. Just if a few celebrities did it, it would become normalized. I'm sorry, we got a lot of comments to catch up on. Jamba says, but Malik is black and not as relevant. Now, if it were Johnny Depp or Keanu, and Michaela, yep, Keanu did date a trans woman for a little bit there. So Rob says you have to look at celebrity trans and how they are treated in the dating world as fine, talented, as smart as Amaya, Tokyo, and others are. None of the celebrity men are out with them, so the representation is important. And that is interesting. That is definitely something interesting to note, because they're like, obviously, the Laverne Cox does date. I don't know if she's dating anybody famous, but she does talk about dating, and T.S. Madison, and Maya Scott and some of these other girls. And I'm trying to think of a famous white trans woman, but I can't really think of one. And we're not even going to talk about Caitlyn Jenner. But yeah, Michaela says if Keanu started dating T.S. Madison, it would be a huge deal. But you know what though? Like, Keanu strikes me as the kind of dude that wouldn't want his dating life in the streets like that. And I feel like if he was dating T.S. Madison, it would be, today on the T.S. Madison show, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk on Extra. T.S. Madison's talking about this, and it's like it would just, I don't know. I understand the struggle of somebody who's trying to build their brand and grow in a certain way and get to maximum capacity. And a lot of the low level reality TV stars and just a lot of the lower level stars. Like, I get that they got to be kind of scrappy for their for their fame. So that's not shots fired at T.S. Madison or nothing. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So the only thing I was going to say, I guess I should have clarified. I have a really bad way of expressing myself sometimes, so I apologize if I did offend. But I kind of feel like it doesn't matter who you are. If you're, let me try this one more time properly again, so I don't offend anybody, and I apologize if I do in advance. But like, Like who you like, love you who you love. Doesn't fucking matter. It guys being with trans women should be normalized, in my opinion. Regardless, across the board, whether you be again like celebrity, fucking white collar, blue collar, working class, any of doesn't matter. Just if that like that's the route that you're gonna go, then do it. Love the person that you're with.
Amen to that.
Mm.
And Alexandra has a question for us. Al, I'm gonna let you lead off on this one. She says, "Do y'all think dating trans people or being with trans will ever be normalized? I feel like being trans is normalized, but dating is not so much, celebrity or not."
Do I think it's gonna be normalized?
Do you think it will ever be normalized?
It's slowly getting there. It's getting there. It's getting there. In California, you see it. You start to see couples out there. In California, where I live in Long Beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go over to Starbucks, right? There'll be couples in Starbucks. There'll be like a trans girl, just talking amongst each other. Be, girls working there or different spots, right? So it's starting in California. So, it's starting. So there's hope. Got to keep progressing. Got to keep progressing. Stay positive, and just keep a progressive outlook. You know what I mean? Just keep looking for the light. You know what I mean? Just keep going. You know what I mean? Like it's real comfortable over here in Long Beach, so that's why I like it over here. So it's easy to grow. In my opinion, just keep. I just believe it's gonna. You just got to keep progressing, man.
Okay, Colin.
So where I'm from in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, so neighbor up north, I see it more and more in the area of Toronto that I'm in. Toronto is a little bit segregated. So like if you go out to the well-off East End, my girl or my fiance and I are more so tolerated. But in the West End where we're living now, we do see quite a few trans couples, which is very nice. Do I think that it's going to become normalized? I do. I just, unfortunately, I don't think that civilization as a whole is quite there yet, which is very frustrating. But that's my opinion on the matter. Just due to like experiences that my fiance deals with that we have seen. I would like it to get there. I hope it gets there. I truly do for everybody. But I'm not quite hopeful yet. But that's also my opinion and based off of personal experience.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we tell like it is on this show. We speak how we feel. So don't be afraid to lay it out there, bro. Don't be afraid to lay it out there. And I myself, I'm a lot more skeptical. I'm the show is here to help normalize these things and to show people like, hey, we're just regular guys. Like these are the men. These are the men who are with trans women. We're the men who love, marry, date, start families, whatever. Like raise kids with them. Like we're those guys. Well, I'm not gonna speak for everybody here. Al, I don't know where you at with it. So not everybody's a family man. I get it. Not everybody's good for that. So but I will say, as a black man in America, I don't see it ever truly being something that you just never have to worry about ever. That you never have to tread cautiously or anything like that. Because I'm black and I'm in America and I have dated white women who like couldn't take me to their family functions. Like, yo, you can't come to my, like, I can't take you to my family wedding because, you know, they don't really get down like that. It'll be smoke, you know, or, you know, I dated girls with like, I have to be honest. Well, actually, I do really well with moms, but like, I'm just saying, like, I've had, I mean, I've dated in the 21st century, and I've had parents who just didn't like my fucking guts for no other reason than me just being black. So what I'm saying
Yeah.
is, there's way more black people in America. There's 44 million black people. That's way more than the trans population of all races.
Right.
So, you know, if it's still taboo to date across race in America, I think it's always going to be taboo to date from cis to trans. But I think it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be the easiest road you can take. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
If there will be families, there will be people who don't agree with it, who don't like it, who you're going to have to make some hard decisions. You're going to have to stick to your guns. You're going to have to be very sure about what the fuck it is that you're doing. So, you know, nothing, whether black, white, or whatever, dating from cis to trans, I just don't think that it's ever going to be a day where it's like, the thought doesn't even enter into your mind that this might be smoke. Like, no, you got to feel people out, because really on these topics, people don't talk about it enough. So you really don't know where your family is on it. You don't know where your family is. You don't know where your friends are at on it. Because, you know, if you weren't dating trans women, nobody would be talking about them at all.
Yeah, good point.
In your world, in my world, none of my friends, we never talk about anything like that. My family never talked about nothing like that. I mean, I had like, we got a couple gay cousins. That's it. But, you know, that's not really a big deal to the family, which is a whole nother.
Oh my God. Yes.
That's just how, you know, I think it would be easier if I just was gay and dated men than if I dated trans. It would be something easier for people. It would be an easier concept for people to grasp, which is, you know, strange as fuck to me. But I want to jump back in these comments because we got some people that's definitely been doing it. But thank you, Alexandria, for that. You know, and we're just, you know, just talking about it. Like, yeah, what's going to normalize it? Are celebrities the key to normalizing this? Or, you know, is there a bit of work for us regular celebrity, non-celebrity people, you know, to do? Monica, what's going on? Says, just my opinion, but cis men, trans women dating will become normalized around the same time as people minding their own business. Well,
yeah. So there's the response there.
You have that.
Good comment on that one, Monica.
Elizabeth says, just want to say Lamar Odom is the dude who is criticized for whatever woman he picks and dates, be it cis or trans. True. You know, I mean, it's a story. It's going to be on TMZ. He's got it. When Lamar Odom gets remarried, no matter who he marries, it's going to be a story. I don't know if people are going to be shitting on him, but, you know.
Yeah, we'll see what that one entails in about 3 to 5 days.
For sure. Gambit says, yeah, but nothing is easy for black men in America. Tracy, confession, I am black and I have not dated white women. What the fuck? Tracy. See, this is what we're talking about. People playing on my show. Tracy, keep playing on my show, Tracy. Keep playing. Keep playing. No, Tracy's hilarious. Society, Elizabeth. Yes, society values relationships where social capital is gained. It has to be the perfect two people. Sure. I mean, you know, they talk about that power couple, which, you know, I think is a myth I think it's ultimately self-defeating when people try to chase power couple status because, you know, you're assuming that relationships are perfect and they're not. Alexandria says, I kind of agree with that because of passing privilege. And when people find out I'm trans, they look at me, but mostly my boyfriend different. Like they other him more than me. That's where my question came from. And I mean, that is true. Like it's normal. It is in a lot of people's minds, it's more normal for a woman to be of trans experience than it is for a man to just say, yeah, I like her, I date her, I love her. Like, that's my girl. I think she's sexy as fuck. Like, because but I think it is one of those situations where it's like, we accept you as a freak. That you're going to be the freak that's over here on the outside of society. We will not allow you to take part in our society. We're going to section you over here. But then it's like they're comfortable with them being over here. No, not fucking in our space, over here. You can be a part of our society over here, separate. But what we are doing is we're fucking that up because now we're pulling them in from here into here. And now the girls are a part of your family. They're trans women could be your in-laws. They could be, your ex-husband's new girlfriends. And not now, they're being woven into people's more personal lives because of, these relationships. And I think that's really like what people take issue with is like, wait, they shouldn't be getting married. They shouldn't get love. They shouldn't get this. No, they need to be over there by themselves and leave the rest of us alone. And it's just one of those like situations. I don't know. That's how I see it. I don't know, Phyllis. What y'all think?
I actually agree with you on that one entirely. From a bit of a side story on this one. So like again, Beyonce is trans. Her and my mom text each other more than my mom and I talk. And no, lost my point. Fuck. But yeah, like it's interesting again, like where you say like, but we're here, and because of the fact of the dynamic that my fiance and my mom has, or have, sorry, I actually like they're doing this thing, and I find myself over here, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
but it's really like it's an amazing relationship that the two of them have, and I hope that it's something that everybody has experienced at some point.
absolutely. It's a beautiful thing, when the mother accepts the daughter-in-law to be, and they form a great bond and relationship. And yeah, you could definitely find yourself easily on the outside as the man.
Yep.
They start talking about you.
Well, I mean, like, it's not even talking about me, but I mean, like, fuck, man. Like, I had heard from my mom in like 5 days, and I was like, what the hell? Why haven't I heard from her? And then I get home, and my fiance's like, oh, I talked to her today. We talked all day over text, and I was like, okay, well, fuck, I guess then I'm over here. And they're over here together.
Man, that's great. That is great. All I could do was pray that something like that happens.
Fuck, I hope it happens to all of you. Like,
yeah, it definitely needs to be reality for everyone.
Yeah.
Michaela brings up an interesting point about this whole, normalizing these relationships. So it's multi-comment. We're gonna have to go back through these. So Michaela says, I think normalizing trans relationship is when the fight that she sees coming is trans women need to leave the LGBTQ community and form the T community where trans women are women and relationships are normal. And as long as trans is looked at as gay, then the men who date us are in a weird wormhole in between, and that just can't be normalized. If either trans attracted men choose to be looked at as gay, or so it's either trans attracted men choose to be looked at as gay, or we all fight for heteronormativity. So, the whole LGBT thing does kind of muddy the waters quite a bit, because for a lot of people, the women that we are dating kind of fall into that category, even though a lot of us may not identify as that. Like, queer, no, I'm just a dude. Like, I just started dating this girl. Nothing else changed my life, but this girl entered my life. That's it. Like I still play video games. I still go out to the bar with my boys. I still go on boys' weekends. I still do frat stuff. Like nothing changed. So it's just one of those interesting things. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this, what Michaela was talking about?
Say that again.
I said, what do you guys think about what Michaela was talking about? With
Yeah.
the needing to leave the LGBTQ space.
Oh yeah.
Your own T space.
Yeah, but is that possible? I mean, yeah, it would be cool. I mean, I think,
I don't know. But
I think it kind of depends on where you fall on your sexuality spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, and as I said on the show before, and Chris, so for myself, it's a bit different. I'm queer, so guy, girl, cis, trans doesn't really matter to me. And like I'm in a relationship with a trans woman, and again, like as a queer man, so for me personally, having to leave the community doesn't really apply for me.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for somebody who identifies as like a cis straight male with trans woman, it would be a little bit more difficult to navigate those waters. And also at the same time, like the whole like trans space is something that I'm not familiar with, because not only am I queer, but my fiance is queer, and it's not something that I have a lot of personal experience with in discussion. So I guess I'm not the best person to discuss it, but at the same time, if you feel like you're part of the community for various reasons, there's no reason to really feel like you have to leave it. And like the whole like trans space outside of the community is something that's a newer saying for me. But I would personally like to know more about it, I guess, just to educate myself on that. Right. But again, like as part of our entire group, no, yeah, I'm just going to leave it there as something that interests me to know more about, because I would like to know how, I guess, like how it is separate.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's okay. Well, first I'm gonna read Alexandria's comment because she's been queued up for a while. So Alexandria says, I definitely agree, Michaela. I think the T needs to be separate. No offense to anyone, but being trans is completely different from being gay, lesbian, or bisexual. And frankly, I agree with that on the principle of the LGBT community, its creation, which started out as the LGB community. Really, this is a community for people who have sexual orientation, sexuality that falls outside of the hetero norm, or what society would say is the norm.
Okay.
So essentially, like gay, they're there because men are dating men. Lesbian, they're there because women are dating women. Bisexuals, they're there because they're dating their own gender and the other one. But trans ain't got nothing to do with who they fucking. It's a whole ass, you're transitioning your life, you're transitioning genders, but it has nothing to do with now, and that's why, I hear terms like trans lesbian. Okay. Well, you're trans, but you being trans doesn't make you gay or lesbian or whatever. Like, trans lesbian. There are trans women that date other trans women or cis women.
Yeah.
Cool. But it's like, all these things, like the T don't really fit in there once you really think about it, because it has nothing to do with who they fucking or who they like. And that, and then now there is no such thing as a gay lesbian. I'm a gay bisexual lesbian. Like, you can't add the other letters onto what you're doing. But with trans, you have to, because I'm straight, or I'm a lesbian, or I'm gay. There are plenty of trans men that date cis men. So it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, I believe it's different in terms of principle and idea and concept. But the way that everything came about, where when Marsha P. Johnson, like, trans wasn't there, it was just, you were a gay man who dresses up. Like, it's one of those things. And in the way that she had described herself, it falls in line with that. So it's just like, I think the T is just there due to the way that things evolved over time. But if there was a move to say, you know what, we're not a part of LGBT, whatever, fine, okay. But I think, in that, you lose support, money, funding, all sorts of other things that kind of help protect the community in a way. There you give up certain safe spaces. But I'm sorry, there's other. I'm just talking. I know this is all Chris's opinion. None of this is. Not saying this is all fact, and this is the only fact in the universe. It's just what Chris thinks. And what was it? Hold on. Tracy says, right, Michaela, I do not see myself as LGBTQIA. I feel this just allows me to flourish. Allows me to flourish. I'm sorry. Yes, it's possible. It's been that way for years. What's up, Desiree? Long time no see. I'm sorry, take that off quick, but shout out to Desiree. Let's see here. Elizabeth says, I don't know. I think trans people belong with LGBTQ. And to be honest, I think a lot of trans people are exploring things outside of heteronormality. And we get into these waters because, as men, how we see ourselves, how the world sees ourselves, how, like, all this stuff, all of these things are tied together. So that's how, we go from, hey, we're talking about, what is it going to take to normalize things? What are celebrities the key? Will society ever get that way? Michaela said, hey, the trans community needs to separate from the rest of the alphabet people and be on their own and not be mixed up in gay, lesbian, or whatever else, if they are people who identify as heterosexual and straight, i.e., trans women who date men, trans men who date women, and they don't date the same gender. But I don't know what the real answer is to any of this. We're just talking, guys. We're just providing a conversation.
I don't think there is any real answer. I mean, like, I feel like it's circumstantial, right? Like, it depends on how you identify, how your partner identifies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, for sure. And I just think, the real thing about these relationships that, we're talking about, like, what's going to normalize it and all that stuff. Like, I think people just really seeing it. I think people seeing it, but not seeing it, but like, once you get into the meats of it, the relationship ain't different. Me and my girlfriend talk about the same shit that I would have been talking. I talk about with any other. Like, when we have these conversations, we talk about a lot of Black shit, what's going to move Black people forward, or we talk about something that we saw on YouTube, or we talk about a recent story. I'm talking to her brothers and going to her family event and acting good for them. She comes to my family events and she's on her best behavior as well. And it's just like, the shit is pretty fucking bland. It ain't nothing.
No, it's everyday shit. Right? Like it's your day in, day out that everybody fucking does.
Yeah. We talk about work.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is like that's when it comes back to the whole normalizing. It's just like, we do the exact same fucking thing that your cisgender couples do. Like, there's nothing fucking different about us whatsoever when you get
really.
to the core of it. Aside from like we have this one, sure, we have this one thing, but
Mhm.
is it a thing really, or is it only a thing when you make it that?
I think people make it a thing because they're so fucking focused on. I mean, frankly, they're just so focused on genitals. It's.
Yeah.
I think in terms of talking about this normalizing thing, if people could just get over that hump about trying to figure out what's in somebody's pants, I think we'd be in a way better place, and I think they would be in a better place to understand where we're
Oh,
coming from when we say
100%.
trans are women.
Like, and that's the thing that like just breaks my fucking brain over the matter is like, who fucking cares at the end of the day? Like, when you bottom line the shit out of everything,
Mm-hmm.
who fucking cares? Because
Yo, religious
right?
people care.
Oh,
Religious people care. Family members that don't agree with it, they care. Hyper transphobic men and women care.
yeah.
You know, hyper transphobic men think they can catch gay or whatever. Like they think the shit's contagious and it'll contaminate them.
Oh my
Women,
god. Oh, what?
transphobic cis women feel threatened for some reason, like they're being replaced.
Yeah.
People care, but for reasons that have a lot to do with them being insecure.
There you go, Gambit. Bigots care. Yep. You're right.
Yeah, motherfuckers, people do care, but either way, Michaela, thanks for the point that kind of just took us all way off the reservation, all over the place. But I just think. Oh wait, now they're having their own conversation in the chat. Well, I am behind on these comments. All right, Gambit. I've noticed most trans women I know tend to leave the community as they get older and have more relationship experiences. What did Elizabeth say that she's responding? Oh, Elizabeth says, I don't think we need to leave, but I do think we need to build a wall and draw a line between us and the distinction of gay men, but non-binary blurs a lot. I've heard that sentiment before from some people. Tracy says, Elizabeth, that is tough because there are supposed to be transamorous and attracted men claiming that there is a fine line between trans women and femboys. Essentially, certain individuals, certain men who might believe that there's not much difference between a trans woman and a feminine man. I can't say that I fully fall in line with that, but that is something that's something that I've seen, out here on the internet. Michaela says exactly, and as long as we as trans women try to normalize through the LGBTQ community, we normalize and respect where people get that. I have to respect the pronouns, but there is a no. Let's see. But there is no letter for men who date us. And if you ask a lot of trans women, they will call y'all gay because y'all admit it publicly. Yeah. I've been called gay. I've been called a faggot. I've been called all these words by trans women. Oh, you're just a little faggot. You're just a little faggot. You're gay. Okay, thank you for trying to define me and not listening to what the fuck I have to say. But like, I've definitely been called that before. It's ugly out there. But this is a really interesting conversation. I don't want this to be lost. Elizabeth says a lot of trans men cling to lesbian spaces and are somewhat welcome among some of them, despite transitioning to men, but trans men tend to occupy different spaces and places than trans women. And Alexandra has another question. I have a question. So this is for anyone reading. LOL. Do you feel that not feeling a part of the community is self-hating? I just feel like me, like an average everyday woman. I guess that's not for us. That's for the other girls in the comments. Desiree says, I don't feel comfortable being lumped up with the LBG community. And, so I mean, look, this is good to show, for the guys who are listening, who don't really have much exposure to a lot of different thoughts and opinions from trans women, like, yo, all the community of men, the community of women, very diverse in thought. Very diverse in thought, as you can see through these comments, that there are people who would disagree with a lot of the ladies in the comments section, but obviously their voices in the comment section, they're authentic. These are real people. And now I'm just going to normal put it off. But anywho, fellas, we gonna I kind of want to get to these comments though. I don't want to leave them on the table. Okay, really quickly. I see next time, I guess, you know what I need to do? I need to leave a link for people to join the stream and just, on this their comment, get off. So the conversation updated.
Actually, Chris, if I can just cut you off for 1 second there, buddy. Yeah. I've been up since 4:30, so I'm starting to do the head nod. I'm gonna leave you all right now, if that's all right.
Hey, no worries.
All right.
No worries.
But you guys have yourselves a good night. For everybody who's watching, thank you for listening to my fucking bullshit throughout it. You have yourselves a good night.
All right,
man. Take it easy.
All right, take care.
Peace. Wrap this thing on up, but there's some really dope comments in here right now. Yeah, there's some really dope comments in here, but we're gonna, ladies, I appreciate the comments and the conversation y'all are having. Very dope. The comments are live, but if you're listening on the if you're watching this after the fact, if you're listening on audio platforms, just set up your notifications. Go on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell. That'll give you a notification on your phone whenever we go live. You'll get the show as is, and you'll be able to take part of these conversations happening in the comment sections. Same with Facebook. Set your following, get notifications on all posts from this channel, and you'll have all that set up. Al, I'm gonna give you the mic, man, and let you share your final thoughts on this, the core topic, which was about Lamar Odom, and this whole celebrity thing, looking for the chosen one. Do you believe celebrities are the key to normalizing, men dating trans women?
Well, I think it's a part of it. I think that once a celebrity does it, then they'll see someone in basketball that's in the stands. They might have how they have the cam,
Yeah.
And they have two people kissing. You look up, and it's like, oh, okay, It started, it's slowly progressing. Yes, there's always going to be haters. You ain't going to make everybody love you. I mean, if that's in your head, then no. You know what I mean? But if you could find a space for yourself, right, and just where people are progressing, right, and just go from there, man. But I think I think it's a lot of pushback, and it's a lot of talk about it. Everywhere you go, people are talking about it. So obviously, it's starting to progress. So it's a good thing. All this talk and all this, like, oh, Lamar and all this. I mean, I think it's part of it. So I think it's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. Like, we don't need no savior. If there was a savior, it would be Lamar, right?
No,
but
no. And really, I think when you say like talking about these things are good, I just think the kind of talk that we're having right now is nothing. It's all sensational. It's whoa, I can't believe him. What? Oh no, man! I know that nigga was gay. This. Like it's all this. There's nothing of substance there, and it's all sensationalized. Like I got you exposed, gay, and that's something that some of the ladies who are in the comments right now have definitely exposed before, where they're like, yo, like ladies, we're sensationalizing ourselves by exposing men. trying to out men, we're sensationalizing our own existence. I'm like, that's some real shit. Some real motherfucking shit. But yes, I don't think there should be the chosen one to stay here is not a thing. It's never coming. I do agree that if there were a group of them, it could be something. It could definitely be more normalized, but I think that would. I think you know, with every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah.
I think that there would be women. I think the TERFs, the trans exclusionary radical feminists would rise up. I think there would be women who call themselves feminists, be like, oh, see, and they taking our place, and these men don't like women no more. They like men, and blah blah. It would turn into a thing, and I think see more people rising up and creating platforms off of this, getting clout, you know, rallying to their cause, and really like trying to, like you said, get that pushback.
Yeah.
So, but yo, let me count it down here. Shout out to Monica Hatchett, Alexandra, Tracy, Ira, Gambit, what up, boy? Desiree, what's up in here? What up? Shout out to Roy, Michaela, thank you. Michaela's always great. She posts some really dope stuff. Michaela, Elizabeth. Who else we got here? Oh, I can't even pronounce his name. Nueve Sylvia. There's Sylvia. I'm sorry if I fucked that up. I apologize for that if I fucked that up. What else we got up here? We got these comments are crazy. And see, the thing is, like, we got comments coming in from YouTube and Facebook, so we got literally two different silos of conversations happening here during the show. What up? Oh yeah, shout out to Denai, Robert Eskridge, my main man Roy, and I think, what up, G Mike? Mike, he in the group. But yeah, I think that's mostly it. But fellas, if you're listening to this and you want to join the group, just search Men Like Us Tribe. Let's see if I got something on here for the group. Nope, I don't have any promotion for the group. But yeah, it's the Men Like Us Tribe. Search Men Like Us Tribe on Facebook. You'll find it pretty easily. But yeah, it's a men's only space. And we have some interesting conversations. We have some good conversations in there. So with that, we out, everybody. Please.
Oh yeah, Chris, I'm playing you in the fantasy football. I looked the thing up.
We have a Men Like Us fantasy football league.
Yeah. Good luck.
We have in my fantasy
I'm 1-2
team. I think I'm like the Houston Chasers or something like that.
Yeah, I'm LBC.
You know, obviously, I have no respect for the term chaser since it's overused.
Yeah.
And you know, you get called a chaser just for like breathing air at this point. So yeah, the Houston Chasers playing. What's your team name?
LBC, Ziggy, LBC, Long Beach, Long Beach City of Long Beach.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, all right. Well, I gotta see this matchup because I'm already up, but I don't know. You know. Yeah. I mean, it's a good male space. Yeah. We'll try and organize another guys trip in 2023. Couldn't make it come together this year, but last year's trip was amazing. Tons of stories, good times. But yeah, with that, we are out, and thank you to all the ladies, all the guys, everyone in the comments. We appreciate y'all for taking part in this, and you know, those of y'all on podcasts, again, subscribe to YouTube, hit the little bell. You'll get a notification when we go live, so that you know you can just tap in on your phone and start commenting and join the conversation. You can also do that on Facebook. Just check your following settings, get an alert on everything that we send out. Because we only send out the streams, they ain't really posting much else. So it ain't like you're gonna get flooded with content. With that, we are out, and we will see y'all another weekend. Because I'm not promising next week. Yeah, I'm gonna be with the girl for next weekend. So sorry. All right.